Ever since the 1993 release of Doom, first-person shooters have been a dominant force in the industry. New games have tried to mix up the tropes and mechanics founded by their predecessors to make something unique and appealing to audiences. Today I want to look at a single simple mechanic that has been interpreted a number of different ways by different developers trying to stand out. You might know them as drops or simply loot. Loot in first-person shooters come in a few different varieties. The two most common are the loot that we find lying in the environment and the loot that comes from killing enemies. And how this has been balanced has changed games numerous times in the decades since the original release of Doom. First, let's look at how Doom utilized loot. Smaller items can be found laying around the level in obvious places, and these are going to be your low health pickups, your small armor pickups, and your weapon clips. These do explore general communication, but give the player a directed flow of where they're going. Loot dropping off of enemies is generally going to be there to help maintain the player's ability to keep a forward momentum. This is to keep the player always moving forward. All of the largest loot tends to find itself as rewards for exploration, either as monuments placed in the middle of the map for you to figure out how you're supposed to get to this difficult to reach item that's in your face, or entirely hidden as a reward for players who have dug around more than the average. By placing the loot in this way, id has created a specific player response, where small items are easily skipped, multiple playthroughs are encouraged, and players are generally going to go for those big, high reward items because they have a limited capacity for things like armor, health, and ammo clips. So if a player is experienced and competent in the game, they're going to start going for their bigger guns, which are the only actual restrictions to quicker progress through the game. Now, if we entirely took our lessons on loot from Doom, we would believe that loot would slowly move forward through the years to be a way to consistently push players through the game and help them move faster through the game. However, if we take a look at another hit game from much later down in history, Borderlands, we can see that looting has actually become not only a major core of the game, it's become the tie the player has to the story. They are a vault hunter, a treasure seeker. They are crazed, looking for funds, riches, anything. And by adding a shop system, the similar setup of loot that exists between both Borderlands and Doom takes on an entirely different nature, because now you are selling off all of the items that you don't actually need, rather than just ignoring them and walking past them. There's a wider variety of guns, but ultimately, being able to sell what you don't need means you can buy something better. This means players are going to spend time digging through everything, opening random chests, kicking in doors, checking out bathroom stalls, and even digging through animal dung just to find more upgrades. Because now, it's not focused on how many bullets you have. Loot has fully evolved to have an economy revolving around it, all with such a seemingly simple change. Borderlands managed to turn itself into the loot party that never ends, rather than another nameless killing festival.